Eagles repeats in the NFC East. In the NFC East. We're not even talking about the NFC going to the Super Bowl, specifically the NFC East, because I've been hearing a lot of talk about these Commanders. They went to the NFC Championship game. Jaden Daniels. I could have sworn the Eagles were in the same place. I just like it's not clicking for me. So maybe you guys can help it click.
Now the Commanders, they were on thin ice when Terry requested that trade. I'm
It's
not
true.
gonna lie, when he requested that trade, I was like, oh yeah, they're cooked. But they made up for it. They ended up giving him a deal later on.
Mhm.
But like, let's be real, the Commanders are the Eagles' biggest threat in the NFC East. Like, we're not worried about the Cowboys. We're not worried about who else? Who's
The
in NFC
Giants.
East with them?
Giants.
The
The
Giants.
Giants. Like, we're not worried about them, honestly. But in my opinion, I do think they'll win NFC East. I think they'll win the NFC conference all over again.
I
My
don't know if I
opinion.
agree with that.
They gotta worry about the Vikings though. They gotta worry about the Packers. But they have a lot of people on their offense coming back. The main two players, Jalen Hurts and Saquon, right? If you have them two, you can do a lot of things, right? You can make a lot of things happen. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, who else? Dallas Goedert, Jordan. So they have a lot of pieces coming back on offense, which I think will make them strong. And even on defense too, they do have a couple missing pieces on defense that they're gonna have to figure out. But all in all, like they have that pedigree, Super Bowl pedigree, right? They just came off a Super Bowl. They're gonna have that chemistry. A lot of the players that played when they won the title are coming back, so they know each other's playing style. They know how to work well off each other. So I really do think their only threat would be the Commanders. We know what Jaden Daniels came off of the season that he had in his first year. So anything is possible with them and with that team. They're growing, they're getting better as the years go on too. But I don't think nobody will be able to beat them in the NFC East, personally. They're the front runners.
So, D, you think that they're just automatically taking the NFC East? Like, no questions?
I don't
Um,
know for sure after
oh,
game four. I don't know for sure after game four.
Game four? Okay.
If
Well, I
they
mean,
switch-
but it looked iffy to start. Y'all season last year looked iffy to start. Then that's when y'all went hot.
And after game four, I doubled down. I'll know after game four where the season lies. Trust me, I'll know.
so
So
who do
after
you
game
think?
four last year, you were hopeful that
I
they would like.
doubled down that we were going to the Super Bowl. I doubled down. I won a bet. I won a bet. I doubled down. I knew.
Mhm. Okay.
It's not
All right.
fake.
Wait, let me ask a question. Like, so who are the threats
The
outside of the
command.
NFCs? Because we know that
So
they're top in their
I mean,
division.
you still have the Lions. I'd say they're still a threat.
They
Um,
choked though. They choked last year.
I mean, yeah, but
First
we have to
game.
remember. Oh,
The
the
first
Lions.
game.
In my opinion, if the Lions are healthy, they get to the Super Bowl. And I know I'm not I don't like hypothetical. I don't want to live in hypothetical land, but they were just so battered. And I know the Commanders had a hot offense, but that same Lions defense, if they were healthy, they're not giving up that many points, and that is a fact. And they're gonna meet the Eagles in the NFC chip, and that would have been a much more competitive game than the Eagles and the Commanders last year. So the Lions are a definitive threat. You still have the Vikings. You still have let's go into the conference.
The Packers,
Still
right?
have the
I'm not a
Packers
Vikings
fast.
believer. Everybody keeps throwing this Viking
Why
stuff out
aren't you a
there.
Vikings
AJ
believer?
McCarthy. Like I've never seen him play an NFL game in my life. I'm
Yeah,
not a.
that's true. That's true, but
So why would I believe?
he has a very quarterback. Okay, Sam
Let's
Darnold.
just
What
start
did you
with the
think?
quarterback
What
here.
did you think about Sam Darnold coming into last season?
I thought Sam Darnold was bad, and he
And
had a
what did he
great.
look like last season?
He had a great season.
Okay,
He
then.
had a great
It was,
season.
and there was no possible way that they were beating the Eagles or the Lions. We all knew this. No possible way. There was no planet where they were going to win that game. None.
Anyway, I mean, you also the Rams could still be a threat
I
too.
like that. Now
You
the
never
Rams,
know.
the Rams, I
But
can.
all right, so let's dive back into the division. So I'm gonna talk about the Cowboys first, because all right, one, my fault. I'm bouncing around. The Madden curse is a real thing. I would never want to wish injury on nobody, but Saquon, I pray for a healthy season for you. That's one. Um, The Eagles, they did lose a lot of important pieces, I think. I mean, not a lot, but the defensive line is you guys won in the trenches. You guys won on the offensive line. You guys won through your defensive line and that front seven. Also, obviously, because the coverage was great and Vanjo had a great scheme. But losing Josh Sweat on the edge, losing Milton Williams on the interior, losing Brandon Graham. You also lose Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That's a big piece to lose on the back end. But it's really about the pieces that the Eagles lost in the trenches. And they dictate the game through their D line. They dictate the game through their offensive line. And fitting runs might get a little bit harder for Zach Bond. So do we see Zach Bond decrease in the level? Do we see his production decrease because of what they've lost overall on that front seven? I have questions about Adoree Jackson being your cornerback number two because
You.
um Darius Slade, Quinyon Mitchell and Darius Slade were a great combination, and I think that Adoree Jackson is not as good as Darius Slade where he is right now.
I
Just
can confirm that
yeah.
he is not. I can confirm that.
And while I do like Andrew Makuba, I do like him. He is a bit undersized. I know I hear that they're gonna move him around and stuff, play him in nickel. But if you ask him to get in the box, he's not gonna be able to do that. I don't think so, not at the NFL level. I know he can hit, I know he can run up and make some tackles, but you're throwing him against these offensive linemen and these huge running backs. I don't know how that's gonna shape out.
I think they're
Now,
gonna do Reed. I think Reed gonna be the box safety.
No, no, no. Makuba's not going to be in the box.
Yeah, I think
Looking after watching some stuff, I doubt he's going to be in the box. But it's like I hear that they're moving him around, so I'm saying say that they throw him in there, that could be uncomfortable. I think it'd be uncomfortable for him. But to shift, what's up?
I could see him playing nickel, and I could see them putting DeJean in the box. I'm not gonna lie.
DeJean in the
He
box? Is he
doesn't care about
sizable
it, bro.
for
He
that?
doesn't, but he just doesn't care about his life when he starts hitting people. Like it's
Mm,
very abundant. He's
mm,
just gonna run down and tackle, no matter what happens to him. Same with Reed. So it's
mm.
like I could see that there's a world. But I like what you said about the D line. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I
No,
like
you
what you
good. You
said
good.
about the D line because the Milton Williams was so good last year, and losing
Mm.
Milton Williams is gonna be huge.
I mean, how Josh Sweat was good too, though. He was solid.
He was solid.
Nothing
I'm not too
spectacular,
worried
but he was
about it
solid.
though. I'm gonna
Depth
lie.
is important, bro.
I'm
Cause
not too worried about a Josh Sweat missing though.
That's true.
okay, that's
Especially
fair.
with Jalix Hunt coming
Mhm.
on. We got Moro Jomo and Nolan Smith is still there. And we got Aziz Alojo. Aziz, I'm just gonna say Aziz. We know his last name, OG. Um, so I don't know. I think our D line depth is good. I'm worried about linebacker position too. Jod Campbell, I think he'll be good, but it's year one of being a linebacker. That's always a tough year. I feel like
Mhm.
they always hit a wall at a certain point. Guarding the play action is really tough as a linebacker your first year. And with that, it's not like he has great safety help behind him. It'd be different, in my opinion, if CJ Gardner Johnson was still on the roster. So if Jahad Campbell maybe missed the rotation, CJ Gardner Johnson can come up and make a tackle or a play. It's
Mhm.
going to be a lot different when a rookie misses a rotation and then you're relying on another rookie to make the tackle.
Mhm.
And Adoree Jackson's bad. I'll be honest. I'll say it. The cornerback two position is a problem. It's a huge problem. I really hope Adoree Jackson is good. We
I do
traded for
like
Jacorian
Fangio though,
Bennett,
man.
but how much can he hide?
You
I
could
understand.
bring the best out of him, bro.
How much can we hide? I
All you
just,
gotta do is play off coverage and not get beat deep. That's not a hard ask, bro.
but he has to tackle. We
Mm.
have to come up and tackle. Nicole
He has to
tackling.
tackle.
TJ Gardner Johnson was
That's a big
tackling.
claim.
Man, you good. Y'all got Zach Bond, bro. Y'all good.
I'm
Y'all good.
hoping. I'm
But
hoping.
Zach Bond won't be enough for the Commanders though. Zach Bond won't be able to tackle Debo Samuel. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now.
Bro,
That's a
Debo
fact.
runs in mud.
No, Debo gonna shift Zach Bond for sure. For sure.
Yo,
But like for real though, we're gonna get a Jaden Daniels leap. Like
are we?
they've helped him out on the offensive line a little bit. Um, did they? Let me see. But if you get Von Miller too, you get Javon Kinlaw on the D line, like that's some real defensive line pressure for what they
Whoa.
lost. Yeah, I don't know. Year two, like Jaden Daniels is gonna.
And Von Miller can still give you good production, even though like he's older in age, he's still very efficient. You know what I mean? And he's a good piece.
I gotta see what Jaden Daniels looks like in year 2. Because everybody told me CJ Stroud was about to be a top 3 quarterback. I told Joe he wasn't.
Yo, they had zero. They had a bottom 2 run game, bro.
Did it about Jordan Love.
They had a bottom. The Texans had a bottom 2 run game, and they had 0 offensive line. I'm not mad at what CJ Stroud put together last year. He lost Nico for a grip. He lost. He didn't. I don't think. Did he have Tank Dell for the whole season? Like they weren't that healthy. I'm not mad at what CJ Stroud.
Yeah, they weren't healthy out there, and they still made it 2 games before the Super Bowl. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you something. Are you confident? Are you confident in Austin Eckler toting the rock for the Washington Commanders? Yes or no? In 2025.
Who says he's going to be toting the rock? It's 2025. It's not one running back toting the rock anymore. It's a committee.
Cool. Are you confident?
Jackson Krosky Merritt? Yeah, I'm confident in it. I don't know if I said
You're confident right. You're confident in it.
Jacory, my fault.
You're confident.
I'm not saying I'm confident in it, but it's like when you have the threat of they have who's calling plays. They have Kingsbury there. Yeah. It's like he's gonna scheme it correctly, bro. He gonna make Jaden Daniels' life easy. You got the threat of the read option, and you got the threat of the RPO. So I'm not saying they gonna run all over people, but they could be top half in terms of rushing.
I think it'll be middle of the pack. Because I don't think he wants to put Jaden Daniels in harm's way that much. That is a skinny man. Love Jaden Daniels. Very fast. But if he takes a direct hit from someone who's going to lay the boom, that might get scary.
He survived the year, though. I wasn't really
concerned. 100%. 100%. But he also wasn't running like he's a smart runner. There was no design runs to where I'm going to try to hit my head from 50 yards out. Like he wasn't trying to be Lamar Jackson. He wasn't trying to be Josh Allen, some plays where he takes off and Josh Allen's like, I'm just going to run over you because I feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, it was very, I don't want to say sneaky because everybody knows he has the ability, but it was very subtle. I feel like it was subtle times where he chose to run. He would get out of bounds, he'd slide. There were no big hits. So I'm interested to see, like, after a year, are people are obviously going to play them different. I have no idea how they're going to play him. How are they going to play him? How is he going to react to certain looks? People start to play zone and just dare you to throw over the middle. How is that going to look? Consistently, how is that going to look if people just too high show you the whole game with no running game? How's that going to look?
Why are you automatically saying they don't have a running game? You can't just look at what's on paper and then just throw that out there.
I said if you don't have a running game. Fair. If you have a running game, how does that look if people just play too high shell against you and double team Terry? What does that look like? Like, there's a lot of questions that I have about the Commanders that I feel like we're overlooking because they made it to the championship game and because Jaden Daniels was so good and he's so young. I'll implore you. CJ Stroud won a playoff game a couple years ago, and people were saying that he was bad last year. I'm not people. People on this show told me that Jordan Love was going to do things. Once again, I'm not people.
Jordan Love
are you going to state names?
Jordan Love dealt with injuries.
I'm not going to state people.
Jordan Love is still better than Jalen Hurts.
And see, here we go.
What you say, bro.
With the delusion. It's just
congrats on your Super Bowl. Congrats on having Vic Fangio.
We're clipping this.
And your
thank you.
Congrats on having Vic Fangio and one of the best rosters I've ever seen, bro. Thank you, Saquon Barkley. Go thank Saquon.
Do me a favor.
And you're gonna throw out his touchdowns like 70% of those aren't tush pushes.
Do me a favor.
I will get in that end zone if I'm behind Jason Kelce.
Do me a favor. Look up Super Bowl MVP and then send me the picture of the player that pops up. I bet you I'll love it. I'll heart the message right now if you do it. We can wait. All right. Time to transition. Anyway, guys.
Commanders better.
We'll see what happens.
Pray Saquon don't get hit with the Madden curse, bro.
Yo, stop putting stuff like that in the.
It's just
what's up with you?
I'm not. It's history, bro. History, like, I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, you can't be
You
you
can't
can't
put
be
me in
wishing
history
injury
to
on
No,
nobody.
because I hate the Eagles. They suck. Y'all suck. You just out, you hype
Yo,
over there because you got Vic Fangio carrying you,
when
sitting
it's
two safeties all game. Nah, y'all trash, bro. You hype because Howie Roseman is carrying your franchise. Okay, you got no more Jason Kelsey now. You don't got Mekhi Becton no more. How that run game gonna look? Huh, Saquon? You getting older, Saquon? That's a long
I'll
season
bank
you
on
had there,
1,300
Saquon.
yards minimum.
That's a long
Oh
season you
my
had there,
God.
huh?
I'll bank on 1,300 yards minimum.
Oh my God. A Pro Bowl running back gets an all pro running back got 1,300 yards. I'd be surprised. Duh.
Just tell
Cares, man.
no. Just tell you I don't know. We'll see what happens. And what if people stack the box against it? You know, I'm not even gonna get into Eagles because we got other things.